Brilliant. Okay, guys. So, welcome. This is our body transformation and just a small group of our winners last weekend. So, obviously, we're a week down the line, and you guys have just completed a 10-week program. I know some of you have been on it a little bit longer than that. But firstly, congratulations. Obviously, as we always say, everybody is a winner on this program. But you guys actually were lucky enough to be selected winners of some of the prizes. So I'm just going to ask a few of you, if that's okay, for a few questions. So let me start with Nadine, because I know Nadine, you won the kind of like prize, which was the photo shoot. So
I did.
congratulations.
Thank you.
How long have you been doing the program? Just remind us.
I started in January 2024, so
Fabulous.
a little while. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think actually, because obviously when we started the program 2 years ago, the people that won those photo shoots had only been doing like 10 weeks or maybe at best 20 weeks.
Yeah.
And perhaps you're not quite where you want to be at that point. So perhaps it wasn't the sort of time where you really want to be having a photo shoot. But now you're a year down the line. So, tell us a bit about your transformation. What was your goal when you first came in? What brought you to the program?
Fab. I was getting married in, well, I did get married in March. I say was, I did get married in March 2024. So I went to try on my wedding dress and it was a little bit snug. And this was in the December. So she said, you could do with losing just a couple of pounds, just so it's not so snug. And I was like, oh, I can't. I'm extremely active. I eat well, so I thought. So how am I going to do it? How am I going to get into that wedding dress myself? I'd always followed Kelly on Instagram, always just silently sat in the background watching her advertise the BT and things and seeing other people's progress. And then literally that day when my wedding dress lady, she said, you need to lose a few pounds. Kelly's advert come up. I was like, this is a sign. I've got to do it. I signed up and then, yeah, so the goal was to lose, I think it was £7, I think. Um, but feel better in my dress rather than lose the weight as well. And yeah, they got me there with by the March, so I was really happy.
Brilliant. And so you got married and felt amazing in your dress.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Brilliant.
I was bench pressing my sister in my wedding dress on the floor.
That's a great party trick. So where are you now in comparison to then, and what made you
Wow.
keep going?
Yeah, it's a massive difference. Even then, after the first 10 weeks, I thought, yeah, I'm feeling better. I feel really good in myself. I got a lot more knowledge, but it's not something that I would have wanted to have been left alone with at that time. There was still so much more to do, so much more to learn. So I just carried on, and yeah, over a year later, I'm still there. And I
Brilliant.
absolutely love it. I wouldn't want to be, even though I probably got enough knowledge and power now from Kelly and Jason, it's different. You've got the group as well, and it makes a hell of a difference.
Exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? As a community, all
Oh,
of you on the
massively.
WhatsApp group and
Yeah,
everybody. It's a safe place to be because and obviously you don't have to be in the WhatsApp group. It's a complete choice, but it's a really nice community of supportive people and perhaps where perhaps other people might not understand what you're doing and what you're trying to
yeah.
achieve and we're all cheerleading each other, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
massively. It's really it's like a little family. It is.
Yeah. Perfect. So Terry, what did you win at the weekend and why? Tell us a bit about your
So I won. I did a 10-week program, and I won the best male improver.
Woo!
So which was like, yeah, which was a bit of a surprise, but yeah. And why I started, my partner was already doing it from I think last September, and she said, "Oh, you should come and do it." I thought, no, I train okay and I eat okay. And then when you do it, you realize you don't train okay. You don't eat, you eat crap. And yeah, I just threw myself into it 4 times a week, did exactly what they said. And it takes a little while, but then slowly it all comes off, and you just like yeah, it was a big change, a massive change in what I did, massive.
brilliant. And what would you say were your three biggest sort of helpful things about the program that have helped you achieve what you've got to now?
I think the three biggest ones were understanding the food, the macros. That was the biggest. That was one of the biggest ones. It was having a structured training, which is always been it's good for me because I just sometimes went to the gym and just did whatever I wanted to do. So having that structured training was helpful, and then also not being left by yourself, having the input from Kelly and Jason as well, and being able to ask them questions. Even though initially I felt, oh, I can't ask them because I'm sure they're really busy, but no, you ask them a question. Anytime I asked them a question, they always came back to me, and yeah, Jason's been really, really useful, and Kelly as well.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing because there are so many programs out there, but you're kind of just a number. You might subscribe to that. It's somebody that's got an admin team that are dealing with, just churning out emails and what have you, and you're kind of in a group of people. But do you think this program gives you that personal touch?
Oh, yeah, yeah, actually, 100%. Um, because I've asked Jason a couple of questions, from a man's point of view about certain, whether it be an injury or certain way to do certain exercises, and he's given me some really good, helpful tips and links for things like I changed my belt, my weight belt, the one I had before wasn't the right one, how to put it on, just little simple things like that, which just made a massive difference and gave me confidence when I was doing my deadlifts. So without thinking am I going to throw my back out.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was very, very it was very personal. It felt personal.
great. That's brilliant. So, Tarina, you won a prize with your partner, right?
Yeah,
So
I
you
did,
tell us
Gareth.
about your transformation, your prize. What did you actually win?
So we won the couple spa, so the Twilight Spa, for best improved couple. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. That'll be a great evening. Plan to do it sometime in the summer. And what brought me to the transformation program was I've known Kelly, on the circuit for years. Um, and it was a lot of posts that Kelly was doing around the perimenopause and training. So I didn't need to lose weight. I was already, within optimum weight. But for me, the muscle tone and quality was not what it was. My energy, I mean, I was struggling to maintain. I just everything, just my lifestyle. It was just like this surely can't be it. And being on that, so I spoke to Kelly in Blackpool and said, "Look, yeah, I'm not happy." So if somebody saw me, they would have said, "You look great." But
Yeah,
it was the quality of the muscle and how I was responding to training. It just doing what I'd always done was no longer working. And so I had a chat with Kelly and Jason, and they were like, "Yeah, it's perfect for you." And the I already did eat clean, so there isn't that much change with my diet other than increasing protein. And that has been huge, increasing. I thought I ate a good amount of protein. I was probably on about 70 grams, and I was thinking, oh, that's, fine. But that's almost nearly doubled.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's what has helped is some of the supplements, some of the sleep patterns, and little things like the way that I train, when I train, because I was training when cortisol was spiked. I probably hadn't had breakfast. That meant my energy was low. I was struggling with other things. So mood has improved, skin has improved, sleep has improved, muscle quality has improved. I have actually dropped weight, but that wasn't my intention. And as Kelly and Jason have said, I will probably put on weight rather than, so that weight loss wasn't my objective. So the same as the others, but different.
So did your husband come onto the program with you?
Well, he did. We started together.
Right.
So Gareth and I get married next year. So he's not yet my
Oh.
husband, but Gareth was very much like, well, you're not doing this and going to look great if I don't look great too. So it wasn't that I dragged him or made him do it when I said, this is what I'm going to do. Are you interested? And he was like, well, if you're doing it, I'm doing it. So, and Gareth was, so it was funny because in the first couple of weeks, we had the opposite problem. I really struggled with the volumes of food I was having to eat.
because I was the classic undereater, whereas Gareth was the opposite. He thought he ate clean, but all his snacking at night, he was starving. He was messaging Jason going, "I need more calories."
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, and Gareth has obviously had the gains as well. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, yours has been very much, by the sounds of it, based around helping you with managing menopause.
yeah,
And that's the great thing about this program. You know, you've got two coaches who've got bundles of knowledge between them. Kelly is very, very knowledgeable about menopause, perimenopause, and then you've obviously got Jason's depth of knowledge.
yeah,
So you both, whether you're from Terry's point of view, obviously speaking to Jason perhaps a bit more than Kelly, but
yeah.
still getting Kelly's input, and you, Tarina, are obviously having, or us with the menopause. So and has Gareth, benefited? Has he
Gareth.
changed?
So Gareth wasn't big either, but he had love handles, but the love handles have now gone. I mean, Gareth has always been quite sporty, and so has responded very well and very quickly, and has taken it like a duck to water. So he's had um, massive gains from the program, both physically and mentally from his sleep being better. But yeah, he's loving it.
Brilliant. So well done. Congratulations to both of you. It's great to be on board together as well. Makes
Yeah,
it so much more, motivational if you've got each other to feed off. And you, Terry, you've got your wife or your partner
Yeah.
with you on the program as well. So
Yes.
I've yet to achieve that. But
Same.
and have all of you done gym workouts? Have any of you done the home workouts? Because you've got the option of both, either or.
Yeah, yeah.
Nadine?
The gym workouts, if I know I've got like a Sunday or a Monday, I do the gym workouts at the gym. But if I'm a little bit more rushed for time because I do my fitness classes as well, I do the home workouts either at home or in the gym because they are literally done within half an hour. You get the same response, but
Yep.
it's just a lot quicker. So yeah, it's really adaptable.
Brilliant. Excellent. And Terry, have you found the program restrictive or have you found it easy to just integrate into your life?
Um, I've integrated it into my life. It was difficult initially because I ate quite a lot of the wrong foods. So I cut out lots of things like milk and bread and butter and bacon and pies. So that was massive. My partner would tell you, she'd say, "I can't believe you've changed so dramatically."
Oh,
So it's been a big change. I used to always have sandwiches at lunchtime, and now I'm eating salads and salmon and loads. And people at work can't believe that I've what the change I've had there. So, but I've always played sport. I've always been team sports, play team sports, and if I'm going to do something, I always just do it. So I just felt like it's as a team, you just got to do it and just suck it up and just make the changes. So it went from fitting my life around it to now fitting my life around the workout.
And so, just going back to your point about not eating milk, bread, pies, it's important to point out that no foods are actually off limits in the program. You're not encouraged to give anything up as such. It's more a case of knowing what foods are better and going to take you closer to your goal rather than take you
yeah,
further away.
yeah.
And Nadine, can you just explain just a little tiny bit about, the kind of food element and what you're encouraged to eat and, is there any restriction there?
No restrictions at all. On one of my check-ins, Jason was actually being tormented by the ice cream man outside his house, and he was saying, I am really struggling not to go out and get an ice cream. Am I going to get one? I don't know. But as long as, they give you your calories, they give you your macros, and as long as they fit within that, like you said, there is no food off limit. In fact, I was actually told I need to eat more. I need to stay away from the scales. I need to eat more, hydrate myself, look in the mirror, and actually see the results rather than looking down at the numbers on the scales. And it's made such a difference.
Fabulous. And Tarina, what would you say to someone who's thinking about joining the program and thinking about signing up but just not sure?
just do it.
Yeah.
You've nothing to lose, only to gain.
Yeah. And would you all say it's value for money?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. 100.
Almost
Yeah,
kind of you get much more than what you
yeah,
actually are paying for,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
yeah.
The
For,
one-to-one coaching, the check-ins, we
Yeah,
can all say from, personal experience, the check-ins are so valuable.
yeah,
Um, we check in every other week. We get personalized coaching from that, and there's always, tweaks on the program and on the macros. But I think
uh, uh,
Terry, your
yeah.
background's not actually from an instructor point of view, are you? Not an
No,
actual. So would you
no.
say as a non-fitness instructor,
Yeah.
PT, that you've actually managed to follow the kind of get into the program with the food and the diet and that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have followed that, and yeah, it took a week or two to get into it, but I definitely followed it. And just on that, in terms of the PT type thing, I went to because I'm going to the gym 4 times a week. I used to see guys there at the gym in groups, whatever, with a PT, and initially they were way ahead of me, and slowly over the 10 weeks, my strength was up with their strength and yet their bellies hadn't moved, whereas mine had gone. And I thought that
Ha-
is the real difference there.
Hashtag win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
massive,
Brilliant. So very
massive.
quickly, each of you, Nadine, what's your plan for the future now? Where are you going with this?
I've still got a way to go with regards to building muscle, more knowledge as well, obviously, because you can't have enough knowledge. So I've signed back up to the plan in September. We are moving in the next couple of weeks. So even though things are taking a little step back, I do feel that I've been given the knowledge about how to stay on track without being streamlined visioned. I know that I'll still be able to carry on and get full force again in September.
Brilliant. And Serena
Yeah, it's similar to Nadine. It's just wanting to continue to build quality muscle and just continue.
and Gareth staying on board with you.
Yeah.
100%. Fantastic. And Terry, what about you? What's the next plan?
I'm on the continuation, and then obviously I'll carry on with my partner on the in September as well. So, yeah, I'm on
Brilliant.
this for probably for the long term at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's not a plan anymore. It's a lifestyle.
Exactly. And the app makes it just so easy, right? Just
Yes.
Yeah,
it's so easy to navigate. Like you said, Terry, it just takes a little while to bed yourself into the program, find your feet, navigate your way around the app, but it's actually really quick to pick up, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just literally,
Yeah.
well, like you just said, Nadine, integrate it really easy into your life.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for chatting to me. Again, huge congratulations. You're all deserved winners. And I'm looking forward to the wedding photos, Tarina, and the flex pictures. Thanks for joining me, guys. Have a fabulous
okay.
weekend.
Thanks,
All right,
Thank
then.
Elaine, and
Good
you.
luck with
Well,
your
you.
onward journey.
thanks
Thank
a lot.
you.
See you good.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
Bye.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.